get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. And gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and they. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money.
Welcome to another episode of Drinking After Dark, a podcast where we discuss random topics while having a few drinks. I'm your host, Darius, and as always, drink responsibly. And y'all make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And y'all make sure you hit that like and subscribe to Drinking After Dark podcast YouTube channel. Tonight, I'm just going to take it easy, man. I'm just drinking on the Pepsi tonight. So, I'm just going to take it easy for tonight's episode. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I know we got some big games coming up this weekend. The Final Four is this weekend. I know a lot of you guys are can't wait to check that out. And also too, man, I just want to give a shout out to Tennessee Highlighter for featuring me on their site. So man, y'all go check out the article on Tennessee Highlighter, man. I really appreciate them for reaching out to me and sharing my story and sharing my podcast with you guys. So y'all go check that out, man. I really appreciate that. If y'all want to go check it out, please go to my Facebook page, Drinking After Dark Podcast Facebook page. I have the link on there, so on my page. So just go in there, man. Click on it, read it, man. Share it, do all of that, man. So appreciate Tennessee Highlight. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. We're gonna talk about something. If you're from the state of Tennessee, like I am, this story has been basically making national news. Okay, so this is basically the state of Tennessee versus Tennessee State University, and basically the state pretty much has overtaken the school, right? Tennessee State University, as we call it here in Tennessee, TSU. It's an HBCU in Nashville, Tennessee, and the state has, I guess you could say, in our term, beef, feud, whatever. But there's this back and forth between the state and the school, to where the state pretty much has taken over. They got rid of the board there. They appointed a new board. They're one of them I do know actually. Um, and it's been making a lot of headlines, right? From both the Democrats and the Republicans. You got the Democrats are basically saying, "Hey, look, this is not a good look for us. Why are you targeting Tennessee State?" The Republicans, they got their issues. I mean, that's what's been going on. The state of Tennessee has been in the spotlight. Really feel like the past year. I mean, even if you go back to the march, you have these the teenagers marching. You have three state lawmakers who was marching with them. Of course, we talk about gun safety, especially when it comes to school safety and everything like that. Big, big news. Okay, so for y'all to break down the backstory is this, and I'm pretty much gonna do a part two of this as well. I'm gonna bring some people on. We're gonna talk about this as well, but pretty much the backstory is the state owes Tennessee State University money, right? And I guess when it comes to asking for that money, the state of Tennessee decided to take a different route, and they started looking into Tennessee State, how it's being ran. They did an audit on Tennessee State, which right here, let's see, Tennessee Lookout basically says $2 million, $2 million audit fines accounting problems, but no fraud at Tennessee State. Which if you do a an audit, I mean, every state, with their college university, you're gonna find some stuff, right? But nothing that is gonna be like, oh, raising eyebrows, things like that. But they did it anyway. And it's almost like why you don't want to give Tennessee State the money that you promised them. The state promised them. Now all of a sudden you want to take over talking about they're not doing their job, but yet you don't want to give them money for them to do their job. Um, and it's really it's really crazy to me because when you think about the big schools in the state of Tennessee, right? Pretty much the big school is UT, University of Tennessee, Knoxville. Okay. We do have like UT Martin, stuff like that. But UT Knoxville, Big Orange, you know, uh the late great Pat Summitt, the women's basketball coach, one of the greatest coaches ever in any sport. Of course, you had the football team. Peyton Manning went to University of Tennessee. Um, Bruce Pearl coached there. Tennessee just had a great run. Unfortunately, they got eliminated in the Elite Eight, but they had a great run this season. But it's amazing how the state would, pick and choose what schools to go after, right? Because you got to think a lot of these lawmakers are from these schools. So they're not going to attack their own. They're going to attack something they're not familiar with. And I guarantee you, a lot of these Republicans probably have never set foot on Tennessee State campus. They probably never have. So you're going on a blind eye, basically saying this is what um, this is what we're going to do. Never step foot. So I'm gonna read this piece from the Tennessean real quick. I'm gonna go and scroll down for this real quick. Uh, so pretty much just to give y'all a little bit more backstory. Back on the 28th, March 28th. And this is by. Let me make sure I get this article by. Uh, Let me see. So this basically an opinion piece, pretty much. And basically this title is basically saying, as a University of Tennessee grad, University of Tennessee Knoxville grad, I should say, you gotta be more specific when you're talking about University of Tennessee. I'm astounded by the state's treatment of TSU. And this is Ann Walker King, letter to the editor. And back on March 28th, the lawmakers vacated the entire Tennessee State University board. Despite, and this is the crazy thing, they were supposed to leave 3 board members. That's what they were supposed to do, but they completely revamped the board. Okay, brand new board, so they could come in and basically be under the control of the Republicans in the state of Tennessee. Uh, Basically, this was a surprise move, surprise and a disappointing move to the TSU community. Um, of course, they had an audit for several years. I'm just paraphrasing, which showed deficient processes, but no fraud. Okay. So, when I talked about the money that was owed to him, right? So, the state of Tennessee over the last 30 years has underfunded TSU, and basically they own pretty much $2.1 billion. Now, let's take this into context, right? $2.1 billion. It's a lot of money. But when in terms of talking about renovating, upgrading, adding new, say if you want to build more dorms and things like that, that 2.1 billion goes pretty quick. All right. And pretty much they don't want to give them that, they don't want to give them that money, right? But yet you could tell a lot of these um a lot of the elected officials have went to these prominent schools. You know, you got UT, you got Vanderbilt, um, which is two of them right there. And now you got, you know, you have like some national activists, right? Take like Roland Martin, who was basically calling for um, the leadership, right? The leadership in office and to really go take legal action against the state, basically calling for a lawsuit, right? And which they, in my opinion, this should have been done a long time ago. It's been way past due, honestly. Somebody owes you money. We seen I know y'all watch those court shows, right? Where somebody owes you money, you don't get that money, it could be like $4,000. You don't get that money, you know what they do? They sue you. They sue you, take it to court, they go get you your money, right? And I believe that this should have been handled a long time ago. And my personal opinion is that they use that money to fund schools like UT, to fund schools like Vanderbilt. And to put it into context, UT Knoxville, UT Knoxville, which is in Knoxville, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt, which is also in Nashville, are both SEC schools. So y'all might not want to look at that from that standpoint, but from a athletic standpoint, that's a lot saying. Okay, so they're SEC schools, and Vanderbilt is really more of a private school. Tennessee is a UT Knox is a public school. Excuse me. Um, so pretty much after the audit, pretty much in terms of financial mismanagement, but the leaders, the SU leaders and supporters say the state has been underfunded Tennessee's only public HBCU for decades. So Tennessee State is a public HBCU. Another school in Nashville, Fisk University, which is an HBCU, that's pretty much more of a private school. All right. And we also do have Meharry Medical School here. Well, I'm in Clarksville, but you know, they lump us all in together, Middle Tennessee. We all Middle Tennessee. And so pretty much according to WKRN.com, which is our um one of our local news here, uh, which is news two. News two, right? Pretty much different versions of the bill vacate the board, bounce back and forth between House and Senate. But the House ultimately folded and accepted Senate's version to cut the entire board, including former student trustee Sean uh, Wimberly Jr. We've done enough begging, in my opinion. I'm going to say this right now. It's not the time for begging. Now it's time to be requesting. Uh, Wimberly Jr. said, now it's the time to take what is ours. I want you all to understand that 2.1 billion here, 2.2 billion there, 1.5 billion wherever. We cannot beg anymore. It's also something TSU supporters have been happening across the country to historically black colleges, which brings up the larger point that you can see HBCUs. They're in a way you can start seeing these other states coming after these HBCUs, right? So it might start with Tennessee State, but it could happen, say like a Texas Southern, North Carolina A&T, you know, stuff like that, to where it's like, okay, it could happen to you guys. They could come after you too, right? And also too, I want to I don't know this, but well, I'm gonna get to that in a second. But obviously, you know, you have Roland Martin, who's been speaking out on this. Shout out to Roland Martin, who's been speaking out on this. Um, Bishop William J. Barber the second, uh, who has been speaking out about this. Of course, Governor Bill Lee, he appointed a new trustee, board of trustees, I should say. And I would say this too. I'm all for change, but it has to be done right. This wasn't done right. This was like a hostile takeover in a sense, right? And what they have found, you can find when you do an audit on any school in any state, if the state wants to do it, you're going to find some issues. No school is ran perfectly, okay? And not saying that TSU don't have its faults, every school does, but why target them? And I personally don't believe Governor Bill Lee has even stepped foot on the TSU campus. That's my personal opinion. I don't think he has ever stepped foot on the Tennessee State campus. So why are y'all so concerned about this now? Because they want their money. And I believe the leadership at TSU should have went on ahead and just sued them. Like, hey, you owe us money. We want our money. That's what they should have done a long time ago. But they didn't. And this is what caused all of this. Um, so basically, you know, the leadership in the state of Tennessee is terrible. I'm just gonna call it what it is, right? They right now they're talking about freaking vaccines and food. Like seriously, vaccines and food, right? Like lettuce, your vegetables or something. So we put that those type of foods in the drugstore. That this is our leadership in the state of Tennessee right now. It's a mockery. I mean, it's laughable, but it's not funny. It's kind of like, why do these people keep getting reelected in a sense? And I don't know why. Probably the people that represent them probably thinks just like them too. You are who you represent, I guess, apparently. Um, a statement from Senator Bo Watson. He's a Republican from Hickson. You can obviously tell it's a small town because I've been in Tennessee all my life. I ain't never heard of it. He basically said being chronically underfunded has nothing to do with the ability to appropriately put numbers into ledgers. This has nothing to do with that. But in fairness, the civil rights leaders did not limit their criticism to Republicans, though there's where the level majority of it, but also where the Black Democrats on some level too, which is a fair point because you gotta have people to fight for you, right? And where are they? Where are they in all of this? Why are you quiet? And here's the thing: if you're an alum of Tennessee State University, you should be really speaking out on this, right? You should really speak out on this. I don't know why they're not speaking out on it, you know, because you got to think when it comes to University of Tennessee, they get state from the money, money from the state, but they also have private donors. They got millionaires over there, donating money back to the school. Did y'all know this? I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Did y'all know that Tennessee State produced a billionaire? A billionaire with a B. Y'all should already know who it is. I'll give you one name. Oprah. Oprah is a Tennessee State alum. Tennessee State University alum. Okay? Where is she at in all of this? Now, I don't know if Roland Martin said this or anything like that, but I'm going to say it. Where's Oprah Winfrey in all of this? You graduated from the school. Does she have the power to influence what's going on at this school? Or does she really not have the power? I mean, we know she got the resources, but does she really have the power? I don't know. So, no, I don't want to spend too much time on this talking about it, but we got to talk about it because, like I said, I want to do a part two. I'm gonna get everybody else's take on it. But where is the outcry? Where is the alums of Tennessee State? Where are you guys at in all of this? Or are you just gonna keep quiet because you're like, well, I don't go to that school anymore, so I don't really care too much about it. That's not how you push schools forward. Where's the support from the alum in all of this? So, um, we're gonna call out people. Let's call out people. I know you got the students there that's pretty much speaking up who are currently attending the school, um, which is good. But where are the alums at? The only time you'll speak up and when it's homecoming time, right? Come back for homecoming. Where y'all at? Because it not only does it affect you, but what if your kids want to go to that school? You see what I'm saying? It, I don't get it. I have no idea. I do not get it. Um, Let me see. So, quote from Roland Martin: "I challenged Representative Harold Love on my show last week. They should be filing a lawsuit." Now, Harold Love, before I go any further, Harold Love is he is the representative, you know, out of Nashville, Democrat, everything like that. But statement from Roland Martin: "I challenged Representative Harold Love on my show last week. They should be filing a suit if this legislator will not spend the $2 billion. They need to sue the legislature and take them to court and put them on a deposition and then say, why won't you give them the funding?" That's coming from Roland Martin. When you do that, now you can examine how they fund every other public institution, which is absolutely correct because when you go to court, now everything is on the table pretty much. Especially like it's civil court, so you could put stuff on the table like that. Um, so News Two, WKRN, did ask Representative Harold Love Jr. if he intended to help organize a lawsuit. He says he's not opposed to doing so, but currently he is collecting data and research on the state's history and other HBCUs around the country before making any further decisions. Uh, how much data do you need? I mean, listen, I get it. You want to try to make your case stronger, but if this has been going on for 3 decades, go get your money. Set the precedent right now. Go get the money. That's all I'm saying. Go get the money, right? Um, you sometimes you wait to the point to where you're not taking any action, and I think that now is the time. You got the news cycle, you got the nation watching. This is the time to take action. All right, you gotta let the state know we're not gonna stand for this. If they owe, here's the thing: we know in the streets if somebody owe you money, they ain't giving you money. What happened to them? Right? Business sue people all the time. If they don't pay their money, what happened? They take them to court. They gonna get their money, right? Even as like family members or friends, if you loan them like 2 grand, and they ain't pay your money back, guess what happened? Man, they go on to these court shows to get their money back. So, I mean, I know this fight is going to continue. Definitely, y'all know I got some people in my family that went to TSU. Uh, Let me see. I pretty much go and get their side of things, right? Uh, Me, I'm not a TSU alum. Obviously, I know I graduated from Austin Peay State University, but no, this thing should be talked about, right? And with my school, we're not in the same conference anymore with Tennessee State, but we was in the same conference with Tennessee State, no sports conference, the OVC, for a very long time. And we looked at them as like our rivals and stuff like that. I just think that somebody has to make that first move, make that first bold step. Well, the state has done it. Now it's time for you to counter. So let's see what happens with that, and hopefully, hopefully, um, Tennessee State could get their money that they are owed. So we're gonna keep up with that. We're gonna see how everything plays out. Again, I I got somebody's gonna come on for part two. We're gonna talk about this, give his perspective and everything on all of this. Hopefully, I could reach out to some more people. Hopefully, we get a panel going in terms of on this particular topic, and we can have a civil conversation to where we can see where we could come up with solutions and things like that. So, but I appreciate everybody tuning in with me tonight. Once again, make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure y'all hit and subscribe to Drinking After Dark podcast YouTube channel. Also, episodes are uploaded every week. Catch it on YouTube. You catch it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to podcasts. You can catch it there. Also remember, man, my article is on my page, so please y'all check that out. Shout out to Tennessee Highlighter for the feature. Until next time, y'all, I'm Darius from Drinking After Dark podcast, and I'm out. Peace.
Gotta get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. And gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids done. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money.